Well, I pressed the start streaming. Let's see if YouTube agrees with my plan for the morning. And in order to do so, I need to monitor the situation from the phone. Well, YouTube reckons that I'm live, which is good. It's always nice. It's actually working. Good, good, good. So today the setup was pretty quick, although I started a little bit late. Because once again, exactly like it happened Monday, my wife, in all her wisdom, didn't wake me up. Which means that I got to sleep a little bit longer, as you witnessed Bailu in all her glory. And yeah, I had some extra sleep. It's nice. Stream started a little bit late. Now, I think that I noticed is that the interface, the UI in Honkai Star Rail is designed in a very different way from Genshin Impact, and it changes a lot between a fight and non-fight. Why is that relevant? Well, it's relevant when I want to set up stream or record videos or things like those. Because, for example, I will just go in the simulated universe for 1 second with 4 random characters just to have a full team to clearly express the point that I'm trying to express. Because it's not always easy for me to do so in English, which is not my main language. Now, as I'm walking around, the stuff that I put on screen, like the chat and my Discord logo here, they don't seem to fit very well. Then we go this, we hit this dude, and that's how I set them up. Like, I set the chat in a way that it's around here, so it doesn't cover the energy of my characters, it doesn't cover my skill points, and the Discord banner here does not even cover the damage output, so I found it to be in a very convenient position. The problem is, let's finalize. Let's get out of here. It looks really wonky outside of combat. For example, here, the Discord banner is going to cover the icons here a bit, and the chat looks like it's floating in the middle of nowhere with no reason for being there around here. It's a little bit annoying. Now, if I had a soul and more time, I would set up different scenes, like one where I'm walking around with Bailu just farting around, and one when there is a fight, so that everything will be lined up accordingly. But imagine having time to do all of that. It would take me roughly 2 minutes, and no, I would rather do anything else. Do you know where Peppy has been lately? Peppy. The doggy? What happened to the doggy? I guess he's still wandering around the space station. Where else can he go? Poppy's physical exam from the medical department. What happened to Peppy? Did I call him Poppy? Maybe. I checked the surveillance of the space station and didn't see how... Oh, he hurt his leg! Oh my god. Could he be pretending to be lame on purpose? Peppy is not naughty at all. I've got Peppy's test result. It says that he's in perfect health. He's not hurt. No signs of... Why would Peppy pretend to be lame? What can he get out of it? I have no idea at all. Well, let me tell you something about my daughter. And how she will occasionally point out that she got a mosquito bite on an arm that actually happened 3 months ago, but she still remembers it, just because she wants a bit of attention. Like honor, like pet. Stuff. For today the plan is... Well, my original plan was hopefully to be able to play Kirara in Genshin Impact. But I decided to change things around a little bit for a very simple reason. Getting Kirara was not a guaranteed for me, so I decided to pull for her yesterday. Because that would have given me an idea of how to use the resin yesterday and today, and whether today I would be spending it doing Abyss runs with Kirara, test teams with Kirara, and all the sort of stuff. What happened is that Kirara, not only she didn't come home, because I had about 40 pools available, And I basically only got Chongers. I don't know why. I only pulled Chongers yesterday. It was Chongers, 4-star weapon, Chongers, 4-star weapon, Chongers. After which I got a Tainari, which is Constellation 2 Tainari for me. And now that I'm on a guaranteed and 0 Primogems, I will not be pulling again on Yaimiko's banner for now. Because last year when we got around this time in Inazuma, I started to save for Nahida. I already had some savings around this time, so I will not have as many, but it should not be too bad. And having a guaranteed saved for the Hydro Archon, if I end up liking her kit, and it's not a Venti 2.0 situation, having a guaranteed now that I can save for 3 patches, it's probably going to mean that by the time the Archon lands, I should have around roughly 40,000 Primogems, because it's usually 13,000 Primos per patch with Welkin. And it's going to be the whole duration of the 3.7, 3.8, 4.0, and then on the 4.1 there should be the Hydro Archon. So having roughly 35 to 40,000 Primogems on a guaranteed means that I will definitely be able to get her and her weapon, maybe her and some constellation. Jesus, these blessings. But we will have to see. We will have to see. It's going to be a painful few months in terms of pulling, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, hunting for 2 random blessings. Good. Hunting for 4-star characters can always be a little bit annoying in Genshin Impact, because there is no guarantee you will ever get it. And to be honest, I've been very lucky for several banners in a row. Because characters like Kaveh and the last 2 constellations for Candace, and there was someone else before them. Okay. There was another new 4-star character that I managed to get. Oh, Yayao! I even managed to get Yayao on her banner right away. It was the first 4-star that I pulled. And I've been very, very lucky with those, and so I've been slightly ass blasted with Kirara. I'm glad that I didn't do any pre-farming. I never pre-farm for 4-star characters. It would have been very annoying if I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of raising killing the boss that is required for her ascension materials. I already have a good set for her, so when I eventually get Kirara, probably from a standard banner, or if an event gives her out for free, please God, my Kirara will be set, but unfortunately there will be no Kirara showcases from me. I will not even do single pulls from now until the end of the Yaimiko's banner, because yeah, there is a chance that I could get Kirara, but there is also a chance that I will use my guaranteed for a Yaimiko constellation, and no, not going to happen. I may consider using the guaranteed for Kazuha's constellation too, because I stopped at constellation 1 on his original banner, and during his first run I skipped him because I was saving for Nahida. And this is going to be his second run in the second half of the current patch. I will have to decide what to do, but I'll probably be skipping him again. Hopefully he will not keep running just once per region cycle. I actually want both of these. But this one is better value, because it means that now I no longer need to go to talk to Herta to actually spend resources, and I will save time. Let's see what we got. Break effect, I actually want to keep it. Trash. That's... this one is trash. Like, the problem with this one is, if you're running Jeopard, it looks perfect, because it's the defense set, defense main stat, defense substat. Effect resistance is also pretty good on Jeopard, but I really want energy recharge in this piece on Jeopard. I will definitely lock it anyway, but feels a bit bad. Just a little bit. Hello, Herta. Today the stream will not be very long. I have some stuff to do with my wife today. Wink, wink. No, we need to go to a bank to open a bank account for our daughter, so we can start to put there some savings for her for when she's a bit older. Wait, are these all the worst? Yeah, all of these are pretty bad, but whatever. And in addition to that, we ran out of gas, so we need to call the gas suppliers to bring us an extra gas tank, and I need to wait at home for them, and then we need to go to do the tax returns. Today is going to be a very busy day for our daily life maintenance. So I think at the latest I will leave around 10:30. 11 at the very, very, very latest. But I would prefer to finish around 10:30 today. Oh, hello, Giga Piggy. Let's do this. So I will be using my daily energy, do a bit of daily maintenance, and do a little bit of my grinding, farming trip, which I've been doing daily. Absolutely every single day I've been doing it. And I now have Serval is still 69. Hook is level 70. And Bronya, I think, made it to level 62 or 63. I'm not sure, but I find it very valuable. For some people it feels like a waste of time, but for me it's a way to keep playing the game while also making some improvement in my characters, which I would not otherwise be having. Because in Genshin Impact, you can do the same thing if you want to play the game, but... no, the autoplay let the piggy leave? I cannot believe it. I was not paying attention at all. After you play for a very long time, killing healy tools and stuff like that on the map, that does not benefit your account at all. Like, you don't even notice it. And so that honestly feels a little bit like a waste of time unless you're really in the mood for walking around the map and killing stuff. In Honkai Star Rail, on the other hand, it's extremely valuable right now, because resources are extremely scarce. So the fact that most of my characters made it from 60 to 61, 62, 63, just killing stuff on the map, and some of them are even higher than that, definitely helped me a lot. The last few days I've been getting some extra stars in Memory of Chaos, and the main reason is that many of my characters have leveled up a bit, meaning that they deal more damage, they have more hit points, they don't die. A huge difference for me was Ting Yuan, because I leveled up some of her artifacts, and now there is an AoE attack. In the video that I uploaded yesterday for Memory of Chaos 5, there's a boss that does an AoE attack. He starts stomping. Until 2 days ago, my Ting Yuan would get one shot every single time by that attack. I reached the threshold of hit points that if Ting Yuan is full hit points and the boss does that stomping attack, she survives with maybe 100 hit points, maybe less than that. But that allows me to clear that boss in time. It was a very tight fight, very, very tight, both in terms of time and hit points, but you know, that small improvement was just enough for me to get an extra 2 stars in Memory of Chaos 5. I'm sure that 1 or 2 months from now we will all be looking at Memory of Chaos 5 like, come on miHoYos, give us a button that we clear it for free. I don't want to waste time here. Because once all our characters are level 80 or thereabouts and well built and all that sort of stuff, Memory of Chaos 5 is going to feel like a joke, but for now it's very, very tough. And I have not attempted Memory of 6 yet, with the purpose of getting more stars. I unlocked it. I don't remember if when I cleared it I got 0 stars or 1 star. So sweet, sweet. Not sweet at all, by the way. I like the with no sugar. It's also better for my absolutely massive, gigantic, gargantuan belly. Because I got quite a lot of weight after my daughter was born, and my belly has increased its size significantly. So having drinks with no sugar is definitely something that 99 doctor out of 100 would recommend me to do. And luckily I like tea with no sugar, because I can enjoy the flavor of the tea. I find the sweet drinks do all taste roughly the same. That's a nice thing. I've started to very slowly, maybe once or twice a day at the most, farm the Cavern of Corrosions that give the wind and ice damage sets. Because on Sampo, I definitely want 2 pieces wind, maybe 4. I will need to think about it. And eventually I would like to have Bronya on 4 pieces wind. And I'm 99% sure that Blade, when he's released, his best slot will be 4 pieces wind. And I'm definitely pulling for Blade. So, considering that there is quite a few characters that want at least 2, but more likely 4 pieces of a wind set, and that I have Yanchin, and I need a cryo damage dealer, and he's very good at it, I can actually put that domain in the farming list. Because eventually I want to change things a little bit. Part of my brain on a daily basis reminds me that the Cavern of Corrosion with the Musketeer set and the healing set is better, because all characters can use the Musketeer set pretty much. But, you know, our brain wants variety. So I like to switch things around a bit. Okay, here we only got 1 golden, and it feels omega bad. And it's trash, so that was the worst possible outcome. I've not done the daily mission yet. I think there is no way I'm making it to 60 today. Absolutely no way. The daily mission gives, well, not really the mission itself, but, you know, the things that unlock as you do daily activities. They give so much Trailblazer XP that I completely miscalculate the amount of XP I need to actually level up on a daily basis. Because very often I think, oh, it will take me probably 4 days to make 1 level up, and I do it on the following day, just because I forget how much XP we get from those daily missions. I think it's probably because in the beginning of the game we get a very small amount, and it goes up and up and up. And after level 50 it goes to, I believe, 360, which is a lot, and I keep forgetting it. And 360 per daily activity, it's just with those 5 activities, 1800, and I keep forgetting. Okay, that's a blessing. I'm not too concerned about what blessings we get, it's just that some definitely increase our damage, and transaction and encounter. No occurrence for me? Well, let's go with encounter. I'm an occurrence main. Mostly because there is less clicking to be done. And the majority of occurrences do not lead up to a fight. Meaning that, especially if I'm only doing it for the rewards, and I'm not doing a particularly mini run, I just want to make it quick. Yo, kawaii potato, hello, yeah, yeah, Kirara summons were very rough for me. They were Chonger's summons. I will have to share my pool history later. The problem is, on this desktop, the one that I use for streaming, I have not updated Genshin yet. I did it on my phone and on my laptop. My desktop not yet, and it's an almost 9 GB download, so it's not something that I can do right before or while streaming. Like my internet connection would not be happy about it. But I will show my pools because they were outrageous. It was Chonger's weapon, Chonger's weapon, and then Taineri. I don't mind about Taineri, by the way. It was better for me than most other options. Because if it was Dia, I would have been very upset. And the only other 5-star that I want from the standard banner is Kaching. Like, my most desired one is Kaching. The second one is Taineri, so it's all good. Took forever to update, yeah. I was reading some people who play on PlayStation that on PS5 the update is insanely huge. Not sure why. And I will probably queue up the update here on my desktop after I finish streaming today in a couple of hours, so that Monday I can try to do a mixed stream, and during the weekend I want to do the quest and introduction activities for the trading card game in Genshin Impact. So maybe on Monday during the stream I can play it a bit. There are so many new cards. No, Bronya, how could you do this to me? Can we auto-clear it? Because last time if I did not use the manual play, I would not have been able. You play on PlayStation, it's 57 gigabytes. That's rough. I wonder why, it's like 9 gigabytes on PC without any pre-installation. So what's the extra 50 gigabytes of stuff on PlayStation? Did they explain it? Did they tell people why? What's the size? Because 57 is really huge. Stop shooting at me, Brony. Yeah, could probably be very nasty now. But let's see if we can do it. Oh, it does that on PlayStation! That sucks so much! It downloads the whole game and then overwrites itself. That's such a dumb system, though. But MiHoYo is a small indie company. They do not have the resources. PlayStation things. They don't have the resources to do some better optimization. I guess it's fine. It's actually very fine for many characters. And this one is trash. Let's do it one more time. Only one piece. It's actually not bad, but... I wish it was the other set. But I guess we lock it. Do we? I don't know if I want to lock this thing. Oh, it does the same for other things as well. So maybe it's Sony that, as a small indie company, does not have the resources. And, you know, the same thing that I said earlier about MiHoYo, but just referring to Sony. I'm very... The problem with this thing is, if you want these bonuses, you don't really care about it being a wind damage goblet. I call this goblet a wind damage sphere, because this is not a set that you give to a damage dealer. And as an offset piece, it's not even particularly good, because these two are okay for, I would say, on average, hunt and destruction characters. This one is good for characters who deal damage over time. No, I think this is bait. It wants to bait me into thinking that it's actually a decent piece when it's a piece of trash. So we don't care about it. And I have 4 more of those things, so let's do it again. Oh, base the hook. Base the hook. She was the reason why I got full stars in Memory of Chaos 5. She carried me so hard in the second half. Because in the second half, there is all this garbage that is vulnerable to fire damage. And she obliterated the stuff there. It was so good. Himeko blue balled me so hard in that second half. I could not do anything with Himeko. And as soon as I built Hook a little bit better, I immediately got 5 stars on the first round. Hook is the most bait, yeah. I also had to change her weapon, Lightcon. Because I used to have the moles welcome you, which is a bit bait. It's not bad on her, but it's not even that good. And I had one copy of the Lightcon that we can get when we kill weekly bosses, or as a reward from the Memory of Chaos stuff. And that one is a bit better. Even though it's just a superimposition one, it's a little bit better. So I will try to get that one in the future as a reward from the Memory of Chaos, to get some extra copies to make Hook happy. Because at the moment there are no 5-star Lightcons that are omega amazing for Hook and that I can get. And we will see in the future. In theory, the first destruction character that we're going to get should have a Lightcon that does not really fit Hook, but we shall see. Because Blade scales with hit points. He scales with attack, actually, but most of his kit scales with hit points. It's little bit like Hu Tao. Hu Tao scales with hit points, just like Noel scales with hit points. But then, sorry, let me rephrase that. Hu Tao and Noel, they scale their damage with attack, but they have shenanigans that make their kit based around hit points, and so you want the main scaling to be hit points. The main thing is going to be with Blade. The same thing is going to be with Blade. He's going to scale with attack, but he has hit point based multipliers, so you want to build his kit with hit points in mind more than attack. Attack is going to be just an extra. So I really doubt that they will release a Lightcon for Blade that is going to be amazing for Hook. It's probably going to be good for Hook, but probably not a perfect fit. Blade is a little bit Hu Tao, a little bit Xiao. It's a self-sustaining Xiao, basically, that scales with hit points like Hu Tao. Let's get this one. Yeah, that one. And he has very, very cool mechanics. Very, very cool. Basically, he damages himself, but he can also heal himself. And he has stuff that activates when he takes damage, including... Oh, Bailu, what are you doing? Okay. Please, Bailu. Okay. Because we are on autoplay, but I need Bailu's healing or we get wiped. And he considers his own abilities that reduce his hit points as damage. So basically he can throw a free counterattack even when damaging himself, and he can self-heal, and he has a huge nuke. He's so good. Very, very, very fun kid. You need wind, imaginary, or push one. Well, Blade is wind. We don't know if we will run in the first or second half of the 1.2 patch, but it's going to be a wind carry. Let's get that one. Let's get this one, I guess. Single reward, feels bad. Which one is this? Nah. Nah. Because everyone, I mean, by everyone I mean the leakers, was pointing out that we would get even 1.2 Kafka followed by Blade. But MiHoYo released some like some information about those two characters, and they release Blade first, and then Kafka. Yeah, he's going to be Wind. Yeah. Basically, I don't want to say a 5-star version of Dan Hang because that is going to happen. Actually. in terms of kit, he's a 5-star version of Dan Hang. Think of Heizo and Wanderer. Basically that. Basically. We don't know yet when Fushon will be released. I reckon she should be released pretty early because her kit is pretty much done. I'm still not sure about what to do for Silver Wolf. Because I'm very tempted by her weapon because it looks like if you play a character from her same path, and that character is not the main damage dealer, but it's someone like Welt, Pela, you know, a debuffer support that also deals a bit of damage, that weapon looks absolutely incredible. Lightcon. But so if I get that Lightcon, do I also want... We need to explode the things. Do I also want to get her? It's going to be a little bit expensive in terms of savings. We will have to see. I definitely want to test her a little bit, and I think I will not pull for Silver Wolf on day one, very likely. 5-star Dan Hang, yes. But that's something that I like. Because in Genshin Impact there are many 4-star characters for which I wish there was a 5-star version that is a bit better. And we're never going to get it in Genshin Impact. So it's cool to see that it can happen in Honkai Star Rail. Just let's see how many times it will happen. I like that more or less it keeps the same role of damage dealer, but it changes element. So people who people who really like Dan Hang and build him, they cannot just pull the 5-star version and do a copy paste of the artifact. Everything needs to change. I'm not sure about the weapon, the Lightcon. I'm not sure if they have the exact same thing, or if the same path, or if one is hunt, one is destruction. From Dan Hang 5-star kit, it sounds more like destruction, but let's see. Man, 5-star Pela, please. MiHoYoverse, we need the 5-star Pela. There we go. There we go. Okay, we got a double, please. Please. Although, but this one is the crit set, so we will not give it to someone who deals damage over time. So, rip. Yo, Maret, hello. Five-star Pela. Taller. Oh, maybe that's the plan all along. They release kid short Pela now, and then a few months from now they release adult Pela. And she will be like an abundance, whatever. I remember this one levels up our things. This one I don't remember what it does. Oh, we get stuff. Fine. Maret is the owner of Kirara. Maret completely obliterated me. He did a 10 pool, got a Kirara, and then went on Discord to show off while I was sitting in a corner, heartbroken. It felt so bad. Not when Maret showed Kirara on Discord. That one I was happy about it for him. It just felt bad for me when I was just trying to pull for her. At least I learned what Daenerys Constellation 2 does. I had no idea. Before getting it, if anyone asked me, Sir Grandelot, Genshin Impact Knowledge Test, what's Daenerys Constellation 2? I would have had absolutely no clue. But now I know. It increases his damage after he throws his poop field with the elemental skill. Which is actually pretty okay. I think that, considering that I will not use any single pull on the banner, I will probably end up leveling up Daenerys to 90 and use my daily raising for his talents. So I would probably build Kaching and Daenerys a little bit better, and sometimes I will do Kaching, Daenerys, whatever supports. Sometimes it will be Yainiko, Daenerys, and I guess Kazu, Hadori, something like that. You're decent. Stream Pro. Let me check. On my phone is still working fine, so maybe it's just a problem on your part. It happens occasionally, but when people tell me that the stream has some issues, I always assume that it's on my part. Because I live in the countryside, in the middle of nowhere. And I literally mean that. It's not like countryside outside, you know, just outside of a big city. No, like I live surrounded by fields and animals and garbage stuff, insects, you know, all the sort of stuff. Meaning that my internet connection is very slow. Very, very slow. Like, we are in 2023. My peak internet connection is 8 megabytes upload, 35 megabytes download. That's my line, like my internet line. And it cannot be anything better than that. Next door to Coret the Cowardly Dog, basically. We have a lot of rice field dogs around here. I call them rice field dogs because they are homeless dogs and they live around the rice fields in the dry areas, and people bring them food. And so some of the dogs are very, very shy, and when they see people bringing food, they will run away and hide behind a tree. But sometimes they will run at you all waving their tail, being super happy because they know there is food coming. And some of them like when people scratch them a bit behind the ears, some of them don't. So when I bring my daughter there to bring them food, I need to make sure that she only, you know, interacts with the doggies that are very, very used spending time with humans. Why? Although, you know what? Not far from now, we're getting a character that deals damage and wants this stat, and he scales with hit points, and he wants this main stat, but also scales with attack and wants this substat, and will also need the crit. So this is actually a very good piece for that specific characters. Some other dogs work in the rice fields. Yeah, of course, they take care of the rice fields. Imaginary damage boost from the defense set. With effect hit rate, effect resistance. This, in order to be good, barely usable actually, we would need an imaginary damage character that deals damage over time and that scales with defense. That's so specific that we just send this piece to the gutter. Fine, like this set attack main stat is actually okay. The problem with the rice field dogs, oh, that's actually very good. The problem with the rice field dogs is that there are homeless dogs, so every now and then there will be people who call the I don't know how to call it, the animal protection rescue people, to kinda rescue them. So they go there and they carry them away. And sometimes it's a little bit sad because there was a family of homeless dogs in a rice field. We saw their puppies being born, and during a huge storm. We were very worried about what would happen to the puppies during that period. But they survived, they all survived, the parents and the puppies, and we saw them growing. And they were the friendliest group of rice field dogs, because those puppies were kinda used to having people bringing them food all the time, and so we were very happy to see people. But, you know, every now and then, families who live in the area, who have other dogs, and they don't want to have problems, of those stray dogs going to their houses and pooing and doing that sort of stuff, they call the animal rescue services, and one day the father of the group disappeared, one day one of the puppies disappeared, and one day all the puppies except one and the mom disappeared. And we felt so sad for that puppy. Because it was already an adult dog when it happened, but it's like within a span of a couple of years, that doggy saw his brother, sister, and his parents being taken away, and then that doggy was living all by herself, alone, on a rice field, waiting for people to bring her food. It was still a very friendly dog every time that people brought food to her, but it felt bad in my soul every time that I saw her. Unfortunately, we do not have a huge garden, because if I had a big garden, every time that I saw a stray puppy, I would bring it back home. Instantly. Like, okay, puppy, now you stay here, go, play. But no, we have a relatively small apartment with just a couple of balconies and a very messy daughter. So at the moment, getting a pet is not something we can do. I hope when our daughter is a little bit older, to get a pet, either a cat or a dog. We don't know yet. Because, well, first of all, we all like the idea of having one, and when our daughter is a little bit more independent, she will be able to help with the daily maintenance of the pet, and it should also be a very good way to, you know, to let her develop, to let her understand the responsibilities, things to do, and sometimes there is something that you don't want to do, like bringing the doggy outside when it's raining, but you have to do it anyway. And all that sort of stuff. Like you with Stray Kitten. Yeah, exactly, Maret. For people who don't know, Maret has basically a swarm of cats. And I'm not joking, it's really a swarm. It's not a group or a pack, it's a swarm. It's like endless cats everywhere. He rescues cats and brings them home. I will probably do the same with doggies. Wait, what's going on? Do I just need to... Oh, because there are 3. For a moment, I was hoping there would be just one. Very easy. Okay, one... Man, this is so pissed. It only happened once that we rescued a puppy, but we managed to find a family to that puppy. It was a very small puppy. I would say at the most 2 months old. Really at the most. Who, on an evening that it was raining, was sitting in a public park under the rain, not even covering himself under something, looking like a cartoon character who is sitting in the rain on purpose just to look extra poor. It was so weird. And so we picked him up, we brought him home, we gave him a home for a few days, and then eventually we found a family for that puppy. Synthesized material, in a single battle, inflict 3 weakness break of different types. I don't know if it even matters. Does it matter? It's 600 and change XP. Yeah, it doesn't matter, so I can do it later. Being stung by a swarm of cats, my brain is broken. I tend to say swarm about everything, by the way. No, this is a lie. I finished this event. It's just that it's the first time that I log in from my desktop after the event, after completing it. So he keeps telling me, Sir Grandelot, you need to finish it. No, I do not. Where it all began. Return to the room. Oh, okay. Log in for 30 days. Let's go. Oh, assignment. Nice. Nice. I really wish we had an assignment for Relic XP. I really, really wish. Instead of the assignment for the monster materials, which is absolutely useless, I wish we had relic material somewhere. All of this feels very underwhelming. This stuff, like the food, is something that they did not design well at all. Because at the very least, in Genshin Impact, when you start the game, for the first, I would say month, if not more, food is very important. Because you may be lacking a healer, and sometimes your healing is tied to a burst and it's not always available. So you need the food for healing. And here food is one of the least necessary things in the game. Hello, Flo! Hello! Welcome! Welcome to my most indecisive moment. Wait, how much I have? 150 energy. How do we use the energy today? Traces. Hook is pretty okay. Going there is very expensive because we need 1 purple and then 2 purples. It's a bit painful, so we can wait a little bit. It's not urgent. Sushang could use some extra love. Jeopard, I mean, the important thing is leveled up. Sampo, I leveled him up a bit. He's already ascended. 2 caverns of corrosion. My Tingyun is not ascended for a very tactical reason, by the way. I need 10 of these components. And when I make it to 60, Trailblazers are level 60, we should get 5 each run. So if I ascend Tingyun now, it will take me 3 rounds, which is 90 energy. If I wait a couple of days, it will take me 2 rounds, which is 60 energy. So although it sucks to have Tingyun at level 60 and every now and then she gets obliterated by enemies, it's going to save me 30 resin. So I'm actually waiting. And her traces are not amazing, but they're okay. Eventually I will level up this one for sure. But again, we'll probably wait a couple of days until we get better rewards. Can you see my Tingyun relics? Sure. I'm using 4 pieces Musketeer with whatever I could find here. Attack in the chest. And speed in the boots. Then, for the 2 pieces, I'm using the set that increases attack for everyone else. And I'm using attack here in the orb thingy, the planar sphere. And I'm using attack here because I do not have another energy piece, unfortunately. I would prefer to use energy regeneration, but even attack is fine, and she generates a lot of energy for herself, so it's not even the worst thing. I'm guessing that for quite some time I will be using these pieces on Tingyun in terms of main stat. Unless one day we start swimming in energy recharge pieces. Speed boots are not super necessary, but they help. They mostly help. Because without speed boots, I would have 18... I should level it up, actually. Let me enhance it. It's definitely a piece worthy of being leveled up. I want to bring it to 12 right away. So that we can see how much speed it is. Tonka, 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 tonka. Need to make sure when I recycle the 4 stars of these that there is no energy main stat. Okay, we are at 20 speed from the boots. Without the boots, using something else, I would be at 126, which is still good. But the problem is she doesn't need a mountain of attack due to how her attack bonus is calculated. And I'm not sure how to bring up something, so I will just explain it. But the idea is Zilly's attack is 1062. Let's say it's 1000. And the way it works is Tingyun's attack, the most attack she can give to Zilly is half of Zilly's attack. Let's run it to 1000 for simplicity. So the most Tingyun can give to her, it's 500. And her bonus is at the most 25% of her own attack. Where is it? Currently 20, but eventually it's going to be 25. So let's say 25. Her own attack at the moment is 1900. So I'm basically already at the cap of the amount of attack that she can give to Zilly using speed boosts. And her build is not finished at all. Like, I could get a lot of attack here, I could get a lot of attack there. So even with the speed boots, if you use attack as main stat in the other places, you're going to reach the cap of the amount of attack you can give to our characters. So you might as well give her speed boots or hit point boots, actually. Because she's very squishy and she gets targeted all the time. So if you give her speed boot, if you give her hit point boots, she's actually going to have a happier time every now and then. Fine, let's do a little bit of farming here. Just a tiny bit. It's annoying that speed is very good on a lot of characters, because it's not a stat that is super easy to find in boots. It feels like attack, hit points, you know, other stats are way more likely to drop compared to speed. And most characters want speed in the boots, so it's a little bit annoying. For damage dealers, it's a little bit up in the air for me. It depends on which damage dealer, it depends on how the team is set up and all that sort of stuff. But for support, in general, speed would be bad. And on Bailu, unfortunately, I only have hit point boots because I don't have speed boots from the healer set. Speed would be great for Bailu because she uses normal attack most of the time, so if, you know, every other turn or every free turn she gets an extra action, it's basically an extra skill point for everyone in the team. 7 enemies will not only attack Tingyun. Yeah, I know. Tingyun's taunt value is absolutely insane. For reasons that I cannot fully fathom, she gets targeted all the time. And it's only Tingyun. Bronya does not get targeted as much as Tingyun, even though they share the same path. Trash. Is this one of the worst possible things? Not really, this can actually be very good for Sampo. Because Sampo scales with attack percentage, well, he scales with attack. And he doesn't care about crit, he cares about speed. This can be okay for Sampo. Yeah, it's just a Tingyun. I don't know if I did it on purpose, like different characters, even within the same path, have different taunt value. I have no idea. Or if it's bugged. It could be bugged. When I have Tinyu in a team with what's his name, Jeopard, and Jeopard has a self-taunt ability, it feels like they get attacked like half the time each. It's a little bit weird. And a lot of people who play main character who can taunt enemies reckon that Tingyun gets attacked way too much compared to other characters. I don't know, there are some things that us mere mortals will never fully understand about the noise game. Maybe it's 8.2, yeah. I thing that I noticed yesterday in the Memory of Chaos 5 run that I uploaded, while I was playing it, I thought that I was going to wipe against the last boss of the second half, because I had already used the Resurrection, and my Tingyun was at, I would say, 30% hit points. The boss attacked the hook. I don't know. I really thought that I was going to have to press ESC and restart the run, because most of my characters were borderline dead, apart from Hook, and I was pretty sure that Bailu could tank a hit, but not Serval and not Tingyun. But the boss did not touch Tingyun. Even Asta has the same issue. If this was 5-star, it would have been nice for Sampo. What's this piece? That's a very nice piece for Yanchin. Yunchin? Yanchin? Man, I don't remember. I'm having a stroke. Yanchin. It has the letter A. What the hell? They all targeted the ceiling. Who I believe has a trace that reduces her aggro value when she has low hit points. What the hell? Not silly, please. Okay, thank you, Bailu. When I do my farming run, I always have Bailu with me, because I want to level her up slowly. She's my main healer. But when I kill, the random trash on the map, I don't take much damage, because most of the stuff gets one shot. And I noticed that it happens every 15 or 25 that my characters are almost completely full hit points. Bailu will use the burst just out of boredom. I find it so funny. Because her burst clearly triggers when someone is very low hit points, or if many people are missing many hit points. But sometimes she does it out of boredom. It's a bit in preparation for Kafka, and a bit because he's very good at breaking shields that are weak to wind damage. And he's also skill point positive, usually, because his normal attacks refresh the damage over time. So he's one of those characters that you don't need to use the skill every single turn. If the target that you're hitting already has the damage over time, you can just do a normal attack. It refreshes the damage over time and it generates a skill point, and when you have extra skill points available, you use the skill on Sampo. I don't know. I read a lot about the chest piece for the... not really for the wind damage, but especially for the ice set. Let's wait a moment. This one is a piece of trash. This one is a piece of trash. Double crit, we could keep it. I mean... it's going to be a downgrade for Bronya, but at least it's the set that Bronya needs. Yeah, this is not going to be good for anyone. You're farming for Kafka. Let's go. Yeah, they mostly share the same stuff, actually. Mostly. It's just that on Kafka you don't worry about crit. Who is carrying my... No one is carrying my Kafka stuff. Hold on a moment. Here, band. This one is very good for Serval, so it's very likely to stay on Serval. This one is going to be very good for Kafka because hit rate and speed. A little bit of crit is not going to be bad. This one, if unfortunately troll defense percentage, but it has some potential, and in general I have a few pieces here that will be worth being leveled up. This one could be incredible for Kafka. We'll have to see. And here, this piece, crit damage not amazing for Kafka, but attack percentage, effect hit rate, very solid for her, and I could even level up some of these. Luckily, I already have this for Kafka, which is perfect. Effect hit rate, speed, flat attack, attack percentage, main stat. This is the piece that you want for Kafka. And I don't even know if there is any way in which it can roll like S. Because even the effect resistance is pretty good. Like, sometimes being able to dodge an effect for enemies can be a huge lifesaver. Especially in Memory of Chaos. For boots I have attack with speed. I have attack, I have speed. So my Kafka pre-farming is going very well. You typed Kafka because brain fart. I think I do not have any more. Yeah, we're out. So let's go to kill stuff for about 1 hour, more or less. Pareto distribution. Kafka is a damage over time dealer like Sampo, but unlike Sampo, she can trigger the damage over time that is on an enemy the moment she attacks. So if an enemy has her damage over time and Sampo's damage over time applied to them, instead of just triggering at the beginning of their phase, of their activation, you can trigger that stuff when Kafka does something. And so it's assumed for now that Sampo is going to be an amazing teammate for Kafka, because Sampo applies damage over time, so Kafka is going to trigger it. And in addition to that, Sampo increases the amount of damage over time that enemies take. I think from the talent? No, maybe the ultimate? Yes. Increases the damage over time taken by 25%. Not just his damage over time, all the damage over time. So, if you're applying a lot of damage over time stuff with him and Kafka, and you increase the damage over time taken by 25%, and Kafka deals it, like activates it, every time she does something, it turns out to be quite a lot of damage, apparently. But Kafka is not in the beta yet. It was, you know, the closed beta, her kit was developed, we know what it's like, but we have to wait and see what it is when it's in the beta. Because, for example, Silver Wolf kit changed a lot recently. You need the Sampo. I cannot say I'm sure, but I'm pretty confident that Sampo will be one of the two banners of the patch with Kafka. Either Blade banner or a Kafka banner. And it would make a lot more sense being in Kafka's banner. Tonk. Sampo is a joy. He doesn't deal a ton of damage, but his time to shine is not here yet. At the moment he is amazing at breaking shields, and if the fight lasts long enough, you know, the damage over time plus the skill point generation is actually pretty okay. But he's not amazing. But very soon Kafka is going to change that. It's also worth to remember that right now, well, the difficult stuff in the game is for the most part the Memory of Chaos, and right now it helps Sealy and Jin Yuan. And but you know, when we get characters, when we get bonuses for characters like Kafka, it's going to benefit Sampo as well, and it's going to feel a lot better playing him. But he's a good character. Definitely, definitely good. And the burst will never be not amazing. Sweet 25 credits. Oh no, we low rolled only 20. What's the time? 9:15. I usually end the station farming and Jarilo 6 farming in 45 minutes-ish, so there is a good chance that after that is done, it will be over for me, but let's see. Something that I mentioned right at the beginning of the stream was that there is some daily maintenance for our home to be done instead of going to the bank and handling a few things at home. So it's going to be a very busy day today. I actually have a day off, not even work from day. I hope the weather in the weekend will be decent, because my daughter has been asking me quite a few times in recent days to go to the seaside. But we need a combination of two factors. Factor number one, the weather needs to be reasonable. And now it's a period where a day can be very hot and then it can start raining and it gets colder. We need a little bit more stability to go to the seaside. The other one is that I need to check if local government clean the beaches, because during winter they let the beaches whatever, no one goes to the seaside in winter. But then sometime between spring and summer they clean them well. I don't know if they did that yet. My server is built well, yes. Yeah. Also, disclaimer, my server has Jing Yuan's weapon. I did not pull for Jing Yuan, but I pulled for his weapon because to me this weapon looks like a staff of Homa for erudition characters. Because no matter what kind of erudition character you have, this is probably going to be amazing. This does nothing for Serval. It's great on Himeko. Eventually I'm going to build Himeko a little bit better. It was not locked. I'm hyperventilating right now. It was not locked. Oh my god. Are they not locked by default? Okay. Mistakes were made. I did not lock it. Both Herta and Himeko with the light... Oh! Herta... Oh yeah, even Herta is erudition. Yeah. They deal a quite significant amount of damage with the light gun. It's a thing that I really like about Honkai Star Rail, which is, in Genshin Impact, a weapon fits characters who can carry that weapon, but those characters can have all sorts of different roles. So someone with a claymore can be a damage dealer like Diluc or Itto, but they can also be a support like Dori, a healer, or they could be an off-field shenanigan stuff like Chongers. So when you get a claymore in Genshin Impact, depending on the stats of the claymore, it could only fit a few of your characters. In Honkai Star Rail, erudition characters are AoE damage dealers. So if you have an erudition light cone that is damage oriented, it's going to fit all the erudition characters forever, as long as they scale accordingly. So if you have an erudition light cone that increases damage, let's say it increases attack, but an erudition character scales just with hit points, then it's not going to be a very good thing. But in general, I think that it's going to make building characters easier in the long run. For example, right now all the abundance light cones, at least those that I can think of, give you hit points and healing bonus. Luocha, who is going to be released the next patch, scales his healing with attack. Meaning that the Abundance Lightcon that just give you hit points are not going to be amazing for him. But if you have Abundance Lightcons that, you know, recharge energy for the team, or that just increase the healing, they're going to be great for him. You don't need to pull for his signature Lightcon. That is a change that I definitely appreciate. Also the fact that there are no true Lightcons on the Lightcon banner. That is very, very nice. If there were true Lightcons on the Lightcon banner, I would not have pulled for Jinyuen's banner for his Lightcon. I would have skipped it like I skipped most weapons in Genshin Impact. Little bit bamboozled. I was surprised by the trial Himeko in the event, because she's not built particularly well, but she was dealing way more damage than my Himeko. Now, my Himeko is built extremely poorly, and in general Himeko is not particularly strong. But I'm starting to think that maybe with an extra ascension or two, better relics and Jinyuen's weapon, maybe Himeko will be okay. Yeah, it's a 75-25 and you don't need to worry about a weapon you don't care about. It's a much better system. Much better. Oh, wrong way. Yeah, overall it feels a lot better, you're right. Oh no, I got ambushed on Sampo. No. Sampo, by the way, is the name of a company that makes like home appliances, like microwaves, ovens, fridges, all this sort of stuff. I'm pretty sure it's not very popular in the West, but I live in Taiwan and it's a Taiwanese company. Here everyone has Sampo products, so every time that I see him... No, come on, I got ambushed during the attack. Whatever. Let me see if I can find the thing. Here. Let me put a thing on screen just for a moment. No. Fuck. Can you let me add a thing, OBS? I got attacked? Oh, that's fine, that's fine. Let me just do the auto attack while I set up Sampo. This is Sampo for me. This is an air conditioner. But they also make ovens and all this sort of stuff. So every time I have Sampo in my team, my brain instantly thinks of this. One of these days I will have to contact this company and ask them if I want to sponsor me. And they'll probably sue me or something like that. But it will going to end up, it's going to end up in one of my thumbnails one of these days, for sure. Well, no, don't cry, Kawaii Potato. The day that I will make a Sampo showcase, it's definitely going to have a lot of home appliances in the thumbnail. And it does not even count as clickbait, it's true. Oh no, Sir Grandalot got lost. Why is he going this way? There are no monsters. Haha, checkmate, non-believers. I clearly remember this thing here. One of the few things that I remember. No, I actually remember this farming route very well now. I've been doing it daily for, I would say 3 weeks, more or less. Because the first week of the game I didn't do it. I was not 100% aware of the locations of each monsters, their respawn time. Then I took down some notes. I got very, very annoyed by the fact that we do not have map markers in the game, which I reckon that MiHoYo thought that would not be necessary. Because who would do a farming route in this game, right? Well, Sir Grindelot does it every day for 2 hours. And Sir Grindelot would really appreciate if every monster on the map could be tagged somewhere, because for now it's very easy in the station and it's very easy in the, you know, in this region. Space Leo, it's a little bit harder to remember. There are a few times that I 100% worry about missing out on some monsters in Space Leo.
ステージを重ねるほど最高になるんだ。
Hold on a moment. Messages from wife. Okay, messages from wife are not an issue. It's just to make sure that I woke up and to remind me of the things we have to do later. Because she let me sleep a little bit longer this morning. I think during the weekend I will have to create, like, to make a new loading video and a new end of stream video. Because I often think, well, I will do it tonight before going to sleep. And then I'm very tired before going to sleep and end up not doing it. Okay, I will do it before stream. And then my wife kindly, I'm not complaining, lets me sleep a little bit longer, meaning that I don't have time to do things in the morning. So I definitely have to do something this weekend, when and if I have a little bit of time available. I think the ending screen could be Sampo, the character, in the middle of the screen, and then a lot of home appliances rotating around him. I think that would be so perfect. It would be the most Sampo thing possible. But I remember there were some of the daily activities that require... Oh, we need the 3 weakness break types or different things. Oh, then it's never going to happen. RIP. RIP. In order to do it, I would have to set up a team accordingly, but I don't do that. We just let Destiny decide. But I will definitely do a couple of the easier activities. Because clear the memory hole, you can clear memory hole 1. That is really easy. It takes 20 seconds to do it, because the monsters are very low level. And it still counts for the achievement. I also want to edit his burst so that when he opens the box there is like a hair dryer or something like that. Oh no, I'm becoming a Sampo main. There are not many Sampo mains, but it's understandable for a character who has not been featured on any banner. He also has the problem... Same appliances main. He also has the problem that everyone gets Dunhan for free, And Danhan is very good as a damage dealer and shield breaker. So when you get Sampo, it feels very, very redundant. Unless you're me and you build the Sampo instead of Danhan. And then complain that you don't have Danhang to use as main character damage dealer. Man, the choices that I made, I'm not going to regret them, because I built characters that I like. So it doesn't show it well here. Like, is the menu? Okay, this menu is better, which is weird, but okay. If you see my levels, they are very weird. It's like 70, 70, 69. Because I leveled up the characters that I like playing more than those that are useful. Like, almost everyone who plays has a very good... a leveled up Asta, a leveled up Danhang, March the 7, Fire main character, Natasha, Bella built better than mine. I have not built those, and sometimes I really, really, really miss them in the Memory of Chaos. Yeah, Danhang is not amazing, but, you know, wind damage dealer, deals a good amount of damage, free, so a lot of people play him. I'm not going to build him, because I know that 2 months from now, 2.5, I will be playing Blade. But if I had no plans to play Blade in the future, I would probably have built Danhang. And if Jeopard was not my main character, my first 5-star, I would have definitely built Fire main character. Although I will have to eventually, because she's very useful. And it's cheap. Because main character uses different materials. The problem is that even main character uses XP books. We don't have XP books now. I need to check Serval's level, like how far she is from 70. Because when Serval makes it to 70, she will have to be replaced, and I'm not super sure by who. Let's see, Serval is... oh, still need a few days worth of farming. Yeah, they fit different roles. They fit different roles. If you just consider the damage per screenshot, Danhang is a lot better. Really, really a lot better. But that's not what Sempo does. Sempo does damage over time, and he's amazing at breaking wind shields. Problem is, everyone has Danhang, so people who built Danhang and had it already at level 40, 50, if they suddenly got a Sampo, they did not build their Sampo. We're like, what the fuck is this garbage? Why would you use your burst for a dude at 20 hit points, when there is a second wave coming? We live in the world of GP chat and super advanced AIs, and MiHoYo does this. The order of my team is almost up. Usually I have Bailu on 4, Bailu on 4, Brony on 3, and the damage dealers on 1 and 2. Nope. Here. Has there been any scam associated to chat, GPC chat, or, you know, in general, AI systems like those? Or people have not invented them yet? Because we are just moving past the era of NFTs. So, all those Nigerian princes who reinvented themselves as NFT traders, they need to find something else. There has to be some shenanigan that can be abused with those AI chats. in a really scummy way, not like those people who generate programs, codes, or content using them, because that's very common and legal. I mean more in a scummy way. I work in IT, and one of the most senior programmers that we have, one who knows borderline everything, he uses GP chat all the time to generate code, just because it saves him time. He knows what he wants to do, and the chat generating the code does it faster. And what he has to do is double check it. Just that. This is an opportunity. Yeah, we are totally just kidding, FBI. Don't worry about us. Wink, wink. Yeah, that was our legal disclaimer. I mean, if people made money in selling NFTs and it somehow was not considered a scam, I mean, it's not exactly a scam. It's like a what are they called? The art bidding. What do they call them? Compliance check, yes. Man, I cannot think of the English term for when people go to one of those places where they sell paintings, you know, art in general, and people bid over it. What's the English term? It has a specific term, but I cannot remember it. Auction! Auction! I got it! Oh, thank you, brain. It feels a little bit like that. And art auction for me are borderline a scam. And with NFTs you do not even get the piece of art physically. So it's the same scam to the nth degree. But if art auctions are legal and tax-free, which is the reason why they're used as a scam, then I guess even NFTs have to be considered legal. At least they were. I don't know if this information is accurate, but art auction used to be tax-free in most countries. I don't know if it's still the same, because, you know, governments always try to look for ways to apply taxes to everything they can. I mean, honestly, if you build a sample and the first thing that you see after using his burst against 3 or 4 enemies, it's 4,000, you regret building him. If you don't know exactly how his kit works, the fact that Kafka will synergize very well, and yada yada yada. I can understand someone who has done Hang and Sampo built similarly, comparing their damage being a little bit underwhelmed by Sampo's output. It's a little bit like when you compare Himeko and Hook. Fuck, Himeko. I'm not saying that getting full stars in the Memory of Chaos 5 with the Hook instead of Himeko was easy. But same teams with Himeko, I was always clearing it on turn 26. With the Hook, I got full stars, which is clear it before turn 28. He's back facing the enemy. Yeah, he is the most based. Easily the most based. There are rumors that it's going to be revealed that he's a member of the same group as Kafka and Friends, like one of the Stellaron Hunters. But it's just a rumor. Because his characterization compared to other characters is very odd. And there is a line of dialogue where the Stellarona hunters are mentioned, and it clearly mentions Kafka, Silverwolf, Blade, and then that in-game line ends with some, so SAM, and it ends like that, abruptly. So people are wondering whether there is a character who is called Sam, or some other Sam something something who is part of the Stellaron Hunters, or if it's actually Sample. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out that he pretends to be a silly scammer, but he's actually a Stellaron Hunter. He's very sus. Very, very sus. Hold on a moment, there is nothing else to kill here. Yeah, that's the end. I mean, it's the end for that side. There is the stuff here. Samsung waifu. Wrong way. I really hope that one day they will release a character called Tenko, because Sampo is an electronic appliances company here in Taiwan, and their main local rival is called the Tenko. I really hope there will be a character with that name. I would just make videos about those two characters. Come with me if you want to leave. Can you trigger at the same time? Thank you. It's very annoying when Pekor monsters are very close to each other, but not close enough to trigger at the same time, and then they refuse to move in the same way, in the way you want. I think that after this one there is the... well, I call it Robot Land. I remember the locations of the monsters, but remembering the names of the map is not something that I can do. Like, literally impossible for me. Well, Robot Settlement, more or less. Close enough, come on. Not sure how to use the rest of my energy for the day. Considering that this one is... hiccup of doom. I will have a set of sound. Bloody Jarilo 6, I was about to mention it and I almost died. Considering that this one is the last area of Jarilo 6, what I will probably be doing is, after I clear all the monsters here, I will have a look at the relic situation. Because I think I have quite a lot of 5-star trash that I want to recycle. And we can see if there is anything we want to create with the crafting system. I'm still saving the raising, by the way. The one that allows us to pick a main stat. Because I think that after I make it to level 60, the first few days all my energy will be used to ascend the characters and, you know, do this sort of stuff. Characters, traces, stuff like that. Light cones, oh my god, that is going to take a lot of energy as well. And then I will start to farm relics properly. What I mean by properly is instead of farming the general set, like the Musketeer, I will start to spend the energy like specifically for... Oh, Bronia's best set would be the best, the winged one. 60, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if after 65 and stuff like that the rewards increase further. But I know that after 60 they improve. Right now I'm doing it a little bit for variety. Like farming the ice wind damage set and sometimes running the fire imaginary damage caverns of corrosion just for the lulz. To have a little bit of variety in my gameplay loop. But I'm probably doing it more specifically after level 60. Let's see what we can salvage. I got a bunch of these that are really, really bad. Because if you want this set, you want damage-oriented substats. So all of this is pretty trash. And vice versa, if you want this set, you don't really care about these stats. And I already have enough offset pieces that are good. So I will not... I'm past the stage that any 5-star, you know, elemental damage sphere has value. It's no, I will just trash it. Let's see. No, this doesn't seem very valuable. This one can definitely go, I think. Unless... No. Right. What I was thinking is, this piece has hit point my stat, of course. Hit point percentage and effective rate could be good for a character that deals ice damage over time. But you don't want this stat for damage over time, so it's a waste. Yeah, eventually you want to have full sets. I think most characters will want full sets. Well, I think we are exactly at 100. So what do we craft? Let's go to a synthesizer. I've never had a look at his phone. What's that? What does he have on the phone? Is it a motorbike? Is it himself riding a motorbike? It's himself riding a motorbike! The wheels, that's the shape of the motorbike, and that's clearly himself. What the hell? I never noticed it. That's so glorious. Yeah, the off-pieces in Genshin were sweet. Definitely. Let me see what my characters want. Part of me would really like to fish for the energy recharge Bellebog of Architects for Jeopard. There are two problems. That energy recharge is very difficult to get. So the chances of actually rolling energy recharge are really low. The other minor problem is this combination of artifact, like the crit rate set and defense percentage. I can actually farm them because this is good for many damage dealers. So I may eventually get an energy recharge piece from the defense set, and I give it to him, and we're good. I could fish for more speed boots, because everyone needs speed boots in this bloody game. I could look for some better pieces for her as well. One of the big problems that I have with my Zeely is that these two pieces are awful. Like, look at the 80 flat defense here on this piece, and everything else is like at the bare minimum. And here we got one roll in crit rate, and then we have flat defense, flat attack. So this one is not very amazing, but at least it's okay. And this one is a decent piece. So oddly enough, the two pieces for which I need the correct main stat are decent, and the two pieces for which I only need to worry about the subset rolls are trash. So there is something to be said about fishing for those pieces, especially because it's not a super valuable domain to farm. I mean, cover of corrosion to farm. Eventually she will want the physical damage set. I do not remember what it's paired with. With the weakness break effect, which is okay. So it's not even too bad. The problem is this set has very little value. This is okay, this is okay. I think we look for an upgrade for... oh, I can do a run. Since I can do a run, let's do it. It may help us. Sample, wait a minute, okay. This is a little bit better value for our time. There is a chance that if I could switch Bronya to 4 pieces wind, even if mostly purple pieces, it may be better. Problem is that on Bronya I have a very good set right now, specifically for her, from the Musketeer relics. Now let's see. It's also difficult to make plans with relics just because we don't have fodder. No matter how much energy we use farming Caverns of Corrosion, Simulated Universe and anything, the fodder is never there. So it's also difficult to think, oh, now we'll use my artifacts and my fodder to level up. No, like, you level up one artifact to 6 and all the fodder of the day is already gone. Feels a bit bad. But after traces are leveled up to a certain point, I find it more valuable to farm Cover of Corrosion or Simulated Universe anyway. Just because spending a lot of energy and resources to have your character deal, I don't know, 2% extra damage on the skill when it activates, yeah, it's nice, but when half of your characters are naked or dressed with trash relics, it's also nice to invest a bit in them. Why couldn't you be 5-star? This is the worst thing I've seen in my life. Here, wind damage, attack can be used. Can be used for sure. Not by Bronya, but in general it can be used. Like, he would be very happy with that piece. How many of those pieces from that set do I have right now? It's not the passerby. It's the eagle of... Man, the names. Okay, I have a ton of these. Only have one ring? Literally one? Crit damage, defense, crit damage, whatever. I have defense, attack, defense. I have speed, hit points, attack. Speed with crit damage. Man, this piece is so good for her. switch her to 4 pieces wind, but... It's going to take a few days. It's not like, okay, let's switch them. Oh, the artifacts are all at 0. Rip. But we're definitely going to do it. It's the same reason why I'm keeping this on her. Because this is a ton of crit damage that she can share with everyone else. And what about Yanshin? Let's see. Hunter of Glacial Forest. Okay, you can switch to this. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about this, the main stat for Yanshin on the chest. Because he already gets so much crit damage from everything, and he does not need crit rate at all. Because he has an ability that gives him an insane amount of crit rate. Where is it? Yeah, I mean, just with this, and maybe even a talent, yeah, you don't need to build a crit rate on him. But the problem is that he also has so many sources of crit damage from pretty much everything. And that I'm starting to wonder whether for the chest piece, attack may be better. Because it's a bit like in Genshin Impact when you have a character that has an insane amount of crit damage, like Raiden when she has Sarah buffing her, to the point that lowering the crit damage and increasing the attack is better. So I wonder if this could actually be amazing on Yanshin. You know, attack percent main stat, and hopefully it will roll in crit damage more than crit rate. I reckon that he wants a little bit of crit rate, but not a lot. And what boots do I have for you from this set? I only have 2, which is not good. 1 is blue, but at least this one has the main stat, although everything else is bad. Do I have a good cryo, whatever it's called? Let's see. Well, first of all, it's called ice, not cryo. I have 1 on Pela, which is not particularly good. Usable. This could be very good for him. And not the correct set, though. This one is potentially very good for him and the correct set. So this is definitely going to stay on him. Oh, I never noticed this. Nice. I never noticed it would filter them like this. Well, of these I have a million. I really have a million. Can switch them around based on who rolled what, who needs what, and all that sort of stuff. It's 10, and instead of starting to farm Space Liyue, I want to see how far am I from me being able to get some extra stars here in the Forgotten Hall 6, Memory of Chaos. It's Bronya and Yude and those dudes. Man, I don't have Yanqing built and my Pela's build is awful. I don't think it's doable with my characters. For the first half, it's okay. First half, I think it's okay. Probably not to clear it in time, but... yeah, I have no way to do this with full stars. The problem is Serval can be extremely useful, no worries. But my wealth plus Serval are not going to be able to clear these 2 dudes in time, and my Yanshin is not built. Can try... something like... Do I have everything on wealth? Because sometimes the things that I have on wealth, I switch them around a bit. Okay, so wealth is fine. So if I put Serval and wealth here... here I probably want Ting Yun. and Bailu. Here... probably Sushang. Do I have a correct stuff on Sushang? Yes. Then Bronya and Jeopard. Let's see. I'm not very optimistic about this, but let's give it a try. The reason why I'm trying with the Sushang is that I have her first Eidolon, which makes it essentially free for her to use her elemental skill. So against enemies that have physical damage weakness, she can clear the weakness very quickly, and after that it's basically an elemental skill for free each turn. We can do this now, with silly. That's not a lot of damage at all. When my Zilly deals basically, what was it, half, 45% damage to a trash monster, yeah, roughly 50%, it means that it's going to be rough. So let's activate his shield while we have it. And in this kind of situation, the best thing to do with Sushang is either a normal attack against a guy who still has the weakness to break, or you use elemental skill on a dude that has the weakness broken. It's free, deals damage. It should die with an elemental skill. Okay. So we can do normal attack. I don't think this is going to die. But what we can do is a normal attack on this. I didn't want him to die like that. I can use a skill on this guy. Bronya will activate the burst, which will generate elementals, a skill point, and then I can do a better rotation with Silly. Okay. Because I don't like to go to Silly when she has no skill points, but now we get one from Bronya. So normal attack burst hopefully dies. Nice. Now these two dudes are a little bit more obnoxious. Don't why attack Silly? You piece of garbage. That's fine. The Giga Cock is always good. Excuse me, game? Where is my extraction on Shushan? On Shushan? What? That's buffer, I guess. Yeah, this turn was awful. It was really awful. There's a lot of... Yeah. But yeah, there's so many. I need to study the trading card... the trading card game during the weekend. Because there is some introduction quest to do. And then there are a million cards. I definitely want to play my Electro waifus. Yaimiko, Raiden, but I've not studied any of the decks that can be good for them. Okay, let's power. I'm really miles and miles away from being able to clear this one with 3 stars. Like, not even close. We can break his weakness, and then if we attack him a few times, he's going to take quite a bit of damage. So I would say let's start.
どんな隙も見逃さない我に力をうっとうしいわね
Currently only has one step. Oh. Okay.
思い知らせてあげる回復よくらえ大気砲を入れよ許さないしつこい
Let's save everything for next
ボコボコにするよ
我々はとうに嵐に踏み入った守るべき者のために打ち崩せ
思い知らせてあげる
どんな隙も見逃さない我に力を
There's a chance he's dead. Let's see.
ちょっと
Please,
無理
Bronya. No, silly. Please, silly crit. That's not a crit. Oh no. It's going to be Sushang. Big dude for me, Bronya.
ボコボコにするよ
I want to get counterattacked. We still need to go through a whole phase. That felt so bad.
代価を払ってもらう我に力を
あの世に送ってやる
It's going to be silly again next turn. It's going to be snap. I misclicked there. I was really hoping to throw up the shield before that attack. It's going to be Jeopard. Good. Oh my god, how many hit points are those? Really?
うっとうしいわね
とうに嵐に踏み入った守るべき者のために打ち崩せ
しつこい
You have to be dead now.
あの
Okay.
世に送ってやる
We have a burst up. There's no way this guy is dead, but let's see.
楽にしてあげる蝶と共に散れ
It's just.
ダールインファントム
Oh! That was the crit of the gods! Okay. Now Bronya. Ah. Yeah, we're supposed to clear this and the second half in 5 turns. What?
早く試し切りをしたいわ
I don't even know what's the best strat in this kind of situation. Like, ignore the two dudes and just focus on Bronya, or if you don't focus Bronya, you eventually get one shot by dude bros. I really don't know. How much damage do you take? Another thing that I don't know is, do they disappear after we defeat Bronya, or do they stay there? Because that's also fairly relevant to know. Well, it will be a learning experience, because I realized that I'm very, very, very far from being able to clear this thing with full stars. So, let's learn something before I have to. Gonna be Bronya next turn.
そこまで
She hits like a truck. Okay, it's going to be Dude, followed by our Bronya, followed by Sushang. And Bronya will activate the burst. We want to have a few skill points. Are 2 enough? If I use a skill point now with the Zili, Bronya will be even, because she will generate 1. Yeah, we can use a skill.
我に力を 我々はとうに嵐に踏み入った守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。
鬱陶しいわね。
She did not generate a skill point this turn. So we did it last turn. Mistakes were made. I'm looking at how much energy we need for her burst in disbelief.
くらえ大砲を入れよ。
Okay, so this time we get an extraction with Susha. Don't know why earlier it didn't happen.
この程度か。
陣列を組め。
Oh my god. Not a lot of buffs.
次
So I think we do this. Then we bring up Sealy.
しつこい。
Sealy is going to do this, followed by this. It's
楽
going
に
to
し
be.
てあげる。
I hope to see the hit points here on the letter
ちょっと
R.
共に散
Let's
れ
see.
スターレインファントム。
But no. 12k, no. It's not good enough. Man, that was rough. She did an insane crit against the dude. For which I was not particularly worried, and then we got absolutely cock-blocked. I have a bad feeling about this turn.
避けられない一戦。我に力を。我々はとうに嵐に踏み入った守るべき者のために打ち崩
It's
せ。
okay, we have not used Jeopard's Resurrection yet.
ボコボコにするよ。
She does not have any weakness, so I guess it's not considered as weakness broken. Let's just normal attack.
気は熟した。
He's very tanky, especially considering that most of his artifacts are, I believe, at 6 or 9. Probably most at 9, but he might have some that are still at 6.
この程度か。ランドゥの名のも氷雪の志は朽ちることなし。
Yeah, we bring up Sealy.
力を。
It's easy to get confused.
楽にしてあげる。
Sealy, your crit rate is above 50%. Please, drop her hit points here.
超と共に
Here,
散れ
I want to see the hit point bar here.
正義はここにあり。
That's pixel perfect. That was it the greatest achievement in my life? Probably. Some people could argue the birth of my daughter, but the science is not settled on that when it comes to deciding the tier.
鬱陶しいわね。
Use Ayato in Yunjin. I could try. It's going to be Sealy now. Oh, and then Sealy again.
早く試し切りをしたいわ。
And then random dude and then Bronya. Oh, then we want to save a normal attack. Oh, it brought up Sushang instead of Sealy. Okay.
代価を払ってもらう。我に力を。我々はとうに嵐に踏み入っ
Hello, Kappa
た
Kappa.
守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。
I think there is no chance she's dead now.
厄介な連中。陣列を組め。
Enough? Okay, thank you. It's going to be... See... Should be... Do they disappear?
あの世に送ってやる。
They do not disappear! Oh no! The most painful lesson. No! Today we learned something. And it's not something that I wanted to learn.
早く試し切りをしたいわ。
Oh man, this without Clara sucks, man. Oh my god, they do not
楽
disappear
にしてあげる。
into the sea of butterflies. Just one shot. Send him to the Shadow Realm, Sealy. That was actually pretty good.
避けられない一戦。
Actually, to bring her up,
ボコボコにするよ。
use normal attack, use burst. Man, what a painful lesson we just learned.
思い知らせてあげる回復よ
Wasted a turn for that. Oh, we have until 24, not 28. Huh. That activates my almonds.
涼しいです
Although my single target damage in this team is absolute S, so we're not doing it for sure, but
一気に
let's
片
see.
付けましょう
Buff
今日
server.
解散
任せろ。
この曲はあんたに乗ってる
優勝じゃの
己を解き放反抗陽動霊
直してやろうか
Decent.
輪を持って尊しとなす
Hmm. Could generate a skill point, could buff wealth. Let's buff wealth.
諸悪退散
大したことないね
君らはこの地生とし、君らに選ぶ余地はない。
客をもてなさないと
Well. Next one is going to be wealth. With wealth, we could. Oh, the dude is not slowed, so we definitely want to
はあっ
use
という間に過ぎ去ります
wealth
よ
elemental skill next round. And server will be able to do either normal attack burst or elemental skill burst. We would miss out on a bit of damage though. Not a huge fan of missing out on a bit of damage actually, to be quite honestly frank with you. So
盛り上がってるじゃんもっと己を解き放反抗陽動霊
yes, hit Bailu. That's the yes, I approve of this message.
よいしょ千の珍奇をも一心同期
乗ってる
痛い目に遭いたいのか。
Do I use Serval's ultimate? Against a single target, Serval's ultimate is really bad. Guess
客を
not.
もてなさないとは
No, 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 don't start one-shotting. Please.
優勝じゃの
It's about time to do
強
this.
悍の薬よ
時期を読んだいい資料だ。
やろうかとりゃ
この曲はあんたに
Yeah, this is the problem now. If I had a Yanshin build, we would be having a very good time here. With the server using her normal attack every now and then, just to refresh shock and deal damage,
曲を待ってるよ
and Yanshin going ham on this guy. But now our single target damage is absolute S. I might as well use her burst.
陽動霊
Like what?
もっとはいになれ
Really want to hit him. That's fine. As long as you don't nuke Tingyun into oblivion, I think we're good. So if I use a normal attack, it's going to be Bailu, and then it's going to be her again. Fine, let's do it.
弱っておるのよいしょ輪を持って
So we
尊しと
can
な
buff
す
Serval.
始めよう。君らはこの地生とし、君らに選ぶ余地はない。
This damage.
この
Oh my
曲はあん
god.
たに乗ってる反抗陽動霊
We're getting there. There is no way we clear in 24, but I think the next requirement is 16. If we don't get dismantled too hard, we might make it with the 2 stars.
客をもてなさないと
But I'm very worried about these dudes. Let's buff her. Let's Omega buff her. Let's see what happens. There's no way to do everything. So,
この曲はあんたにもっと反抗陽動連絡
直してやろうか。
Some people will be thinking, well, obviously your wealth has 384 hit points.
動かぬ上に喋る
Use a
の
heal on him.
だるまさん
But if he dies, he can come back. And he's going to have more hit points than he has now. And if I do a normal attack with Bailu now, it's going to be Tinyun's turn at the end of this phase, so we can use a skill point to buff someone. Then it's going to be probably Server's turn. And we can use Bailu maybe if we want after that. The problem is, since the dudes are acting one after the other, what are they going to do? Because if I kill just wealth, I'm not too worried. If I gank on someone else, I'm going to be a little bit worried. But I want to do this.
話し合いましょ
Hit Bailu. No!
う。お手伝いしましょう。
The worst possible outcome. And we had just talked about Tingyun and her ability to aggro everything in the universe forever.
乗ってる
輪を持って尊しとなす。
That's a bummer. Basically, it's a 1 in. It was a 1 in 4 to hit Tingyun, and he decided to hit Tingyun, and then it was another 1 in 4, and Welt died at the beginning of his phase. So, yeah. 70. Yeah, same problem. I don't have an ice character that deals damage, that deals a significant amount of damage built. So this stuff is undoable for me. I would have a very easy time in the first half, because against these kind of enemies I can bring Himeko. Because even though Himeko is not amazing, and my Himeko is not built particularly well, I can just have Zili deal most of the damage, break shields, and Himeko is just there for the follow-up attack, occasional burn damage, burst, and stuff like that. So this, for me, I'm sure it's going to be easy. This, no. Could give it a try, but what time is it? 20 past 10. I have one more run of time available. I need to check what stuff I have on Himeko. Oh, no. She has her thing. Oh, my God. Well, we're not going to use Sushang, so I can just give her the 4 pieces that are on Sushang, that are decent. That's not Sushang. I think Sushang has purple. Yes. Switch, please. Okay. I don't remember what boots I have on Sushang. Oh, purple again. Okay. Then we need... what do you have here? You have fire damage. That's okay. And the main stat, attack percentage. This one is okay. Yeah. She does not get any chusets bonus, but I think that's the best we can do for for my very poorly built Himeko. But she should help. She should help. It's going to be that kind of garbage. I think we are okay with just Jeopard, but let's see. And the second half, let's see, Hook Serval, very worried, and Vizchu. Now, this is for clearing it for the first time, so I don't care about this at all.
前方に敵がいる
僕がいる。
気迫を示せ。
Let's see what happens.
逃がさないわ。どんな隙も見逃さない。我に力を。
This one should be a kill.
いやあの世に送ってやる
This one might be a kill, so I would rather do this. Followed by this.
楽にしてあげる蝶と共に散れスターレイファントム
Okay. Okay, good. Now, Beefy Boy. Beefy Boy wants to spawn stuff, so we're not really in a rush to worry about the other things.
早く試し切りをしたいわ
It's going to be Bronya, followed by Himeko, followed by Beefy Dude. I think we generate a skill point.
次
避けられない一戦。
Then we could.
戦局を決める重要な一
バッ
我に力を。我々はとうに嵐に踏み入った。守るべき者のために。打ち
Should
崩
get a
せ。
skill point. Okay. Next one is going to be Himeko. On Himeko, I would really like to use elemental skill to apply burn to everyone. Then it's going to be a bunch of nonsense, and I believe he will spawn two things. Then we go to Jeopard Azili. I think we need to save skill point. Yeah. That's annoying, but it's manageable. Now it's going to be all the smaller dudes, so I use a skill with him. So that if Jeopard gets... Oh my god! Don't do it again! Are you joking?
この程度か。
What is this bullshit? Come on. Bronya got attacked 3 times in a row while Jeopard was there with a taunt. What? Are you out of your mind, game? What the fuck? I think the game knows that I'm a little bit short on time this morning.
前方に敵がいるわね
気迫を示せ。燃やし尽くせ。
What the hell was that?
逃がさないわ。
That turn was outrageous.
見逃さない。我に力を。
しつこいいやあの世に送ってやる次蝶と共に散れ
Use crit, so it's dead. Okay. Attack.
ちゃんと直さないと。はっやっ
That's
うっと
very
うしいわ
fine.
ね
Come on, we can do this.
逃がさないわ。
Okay, we're going to have regular turn. Guess we need to kill the side trash first, so that Bronya doesn't get one shot by their attacks. I think I will throw a burst at it.
次
No, no, I misclicked!
スターレイファントム
I want to throw a burst at the big guy.
我に力を。
しつこい
我々はとうに嵐に踏み入った。
That was an...
守るべき者のために
I don't think that it will matter this specific round because I don't care about the clearing time, but it was definitely annoying.
戦闘は設計みたい。
覚悟しろ。
I think with just a normal attack we get enough energy. Yes.
ランドゥの名の氷雪の志は朽ちることなし。
Oh, now you don't attack Bronya. Now that she does not have a... Now that she has a shield, you don't attack her. You pieces of trash. Absolutely. Subhuman scum of the earth. Increase skill here. Please.
逃がさないわ。まだ分かってない。人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない。私もよ。どんな隙も見逃さない。我に力を。
I'm 99%. I don't know how many hit points they have, but I'm 99% sure that a normal attack is going to kill them. Honkai? Okay.
あの世に送ってやる。
The reason why this is relevant is that I can do a skill on this guy to be sure. Ah, a normal attack would have been
楽にし
fine.
てあげる。
That was a little bit wasted, but
蝶と共に散れ。
not sure how many hit points it had. That's a decent crit. Okay. Oh, now the problem is, can we kill it in between this and the next cycle? Because a lot of that will depend on whether the next time that Seely has the burst up, she crits. Between this turn and the next turn, what I'm currently looking at is normal attack with the Seely, skill with the Himeko. Yeah, I like that.
かすり傷だ。
ちゃんと直さないと。
鬱陶しいわね。
Then we can do normal attack with the Seely again. Bronya shenanigans. Which we could actually do with the Himeko now. Hold on a moment. What's the... No, fuck off. Here, what's the shield situation? Oh, still very beefy.
戦局を決める重要な一歩。
Am I worried about dying? The only one in danger is Seely. I refuse to believe Seely is going to die this turn. I just refuse it. So... I'll go with Himeko.
我に力を。戦闘は設計みたいなもの。やっ逃がさないわ。
Because I knew that there was no way to kill these guys this turn, meaning that no matter what, when the big dude for us does the AoE, it's probably going to be the end of a run. Even with the... possibly even with the Jeopard's shield up, but I'm not sure about that. My hope is to kill it now. To do something like this.
我々はとうに嵐に踏み入った守るべき者のために打ち崩せ
This. Then it's our turn again. Oh, Himeko. That's a bit of a bummer, but it should be okay.
逃がさないわまだ分かってない人間は星空を掌握する欲望を隠さない私もよ
Okay, this one is okay. It's the stomping attack that's a bummer.
ちゃんと直さないと
He should be dead this turn, but
我に
that
力を
鬱陶しいわね。いや、楽にしてあげる。蝶と
yeah,
共に
even if
散
she
れ。
doesn't crit it.
サーレイファントム。
And the two guys were spawns, so they're gone.
しつこい。
Wait, it was not the last one? Oh, fuck! I thought that was the last one! What is this stage of Memory of Chaos? Oh my god! I thought that was the last one!
次。
Oh, fuck! I guess we need to start applying a bit of AoE.
避けられない一戦はっ
鬱陶しいわね。
I really thought that was the
戦闘は
end.
設計みたいなものよ。
It's going to be the two dudes doing everything they want before it's our turn and our shield is down. Checkmate is Sir Grindelot, I guess. Oh my god. Yeah, we come back here when our characters are more leveled up. This is absolutely undoable for my characters. Want to buy a leveled up, a fully leveled up Jeopard and everyone else. What an ass blasting. So, I guess that it's doable if I go with a team like, and I'm not going to do it now because it may take forever. But if I go with a team that is like this, maybe it's doable. Or let's not say Bailu here, but let's say Natasha. Like, this is very resilient, very resilient, and you just let Sealy deal all the damage all the time forever. But then we get destroyed by the AoE. Yeah, I think with my build character, it's just not doable right now. I'll have to wait a bit. When does it reset? 3 days. I don't think 3 days are enough. Press F to doubt for that. Definitely. But whatever. Eventually we're making it there. Oh, I cannot even see what's inside the next ones. Yeah, too high of a level difference. I mean, the damage output of Sealy is definitely okay. I'm assuming the second half Serval is going to be okay. Hopefully Hook is going to be okay, but I mean, she doesn't do anything and she gets one shot. Everyone gets one shot and it just feels bad. So let's do it when we have a few extra levels, shall we? So, because today I have to leave a little bit earlier, can we sit here? I wanted to sit there next to Himeko. We cannot sit anywhere, feels a bit bad, man. Hello, Asta. There are so many chairs, we cannot sit anywhere. Oh no! Pom Pom is in full depresso mode. No, let's ignore Pom Pom for a little bit. Hello, Asta. Let's stay near Asta, she looks happier. Yeah, she's happy. Let's stay here for a little bit. Good vibes only today. We stay a little bit far from Pom Pom for the time being. I'm 99% sure that before Monday I will be able to make it to level 60. So I think from Monday most of my farming... Well, in the beginning it will mostly be ascending characters and light cons, and then it will be just relics forever. A bit like in Genshin Impact. So we will see at what stage we are Monday with our farming adventures, and we will see what we can do. Unfortunately, the Mirror Universe, no, whatever it's called, you know, the Mirror Lady, it resets Sunday. I do not think I will be able to clear World 7 by Sunday. If I can, I will do a video about it, but it's looking very unlikely. I will probably try again World 6, the one that I did earlier this morning. This one. This one to me feels like I'm not too far from at least getting 2 stars. Because I thought that it would require 28, 24, but it actually requires 24 and 16. Maybe. Maybe. It doesn't feel like I'm too far for that. Huh. We will have to wait and see. But Sir Grandel will be leaving now to do some daily maintenance in my house. And I will see you Monday. Monday I should be here, yeah. If I cannot stream, I will leave a message here on YouTube and or on Discord. So make sure to join my Discord. The bannerino is right here. And hopefully I will see you here. So have a good weekend. In the meantime. And take care. and I'll see you Monday. There will be no ending clip, by the way. I did not have time to set up the new one, so the stream will just end up a little bit. Will just end a little bit abruptly. Bye, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your Kiraras, you people who have won.